I'll start the class today. So after having working with certain things and listening to some of you. Hi, Liz, can you hear me? Great. So what happened is I feel that the way that internally what has happened or how you feel safe about yourself is all happen as a child. Now, this is not going to a place of inner wounded child. I'm not touching that subject. I'm asking you to look at on a conscious level. So the caregivers, and if you had with the caregivers, the mother, the father, the brother, the elder sister, the cousins, the grandmother, for you to feel secure ground, you start working yourself what was secure for you through those experiences which were external and that has worked with you internally so that you build up a place of what is safe for you, not in a level of a consciousness, but as a place of a child psychology. And then people come and represent that part, or people come against that part and you get challenged and you react to it. So it is very important, if you don't come into the conscious level, that you will find the wound in the surface of the world or everywhere to keep wounding it, keep the wound raw. And then you say, the great relationship with the health is not happening to me, including myself. If there is a karmic journey, I am very happy to accept that karmic journey and work it with. But let's say not diabetes, but if something not major, there are ways that we have harmed ourselves and we keep the wound happening to us, whether it's a chronic pain, whether it's because we are overprotective of that part of the wound. Therefore, we wounded it furthermore. So you really have to work and consciously come on that. It's not somewhere that we can go and say the wounds are now healed, but it's a trap. So be very cautious about that trap and allow that disharmony to find harmony instead of always finding with a person or a relative or even with yourself to keep the story of the wound going on. So I will very gently work into it through the class rather than just explaining into the mind, because it's actually not that's something that you go like, okay, yeah, now this, no, it doesn't. It's subconsciously the wiring is, if it is happened, we have to be very consciously, very lovingly work with it. Because in the end, it is the child that does not love itself, then it wants the love itself from the outside. So to work with this, we have to be very gentle with ourselves. So I'm going to start with some pranayama. So let's breathing into the belly and to the chest. So it looks like a couple of breaths, but then it's one breath. So 2 breaths and breathe out completely. Breathing in and breathe out. Now breathing in, out. Breathing in, 1 breath and 1 breath out. Breathing in, you can gently move the breath a little bit faster. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Now breathing in, lock the anus, lock the navel, lock the throat, and just allow that forehead to relax and be in that place of that you have come into this space of consciousness with the practice. You're bringing the new cycle, the new security, the new love, the space of the serenity, space of the consciousness. Now very gently breathe out. Now very gently take a deep breath in and out. Now just be in a place of there is no need for an in or out breath. Also, you are not forcing the bandha. This is a place that you are more meditative. Very gently bringing back the place that you have gone into the diversions, separations, that story that I was talking to you about, the way we treat ourselves, the way we treat others, from the story. Now take a deep breath in and out. Now very gently again we'll start the slower breathing into the belly and to the chest and breathe out. Now breathing in, out, breathing in, out. Keep the breath a little bit more faster. In, out, 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 in, out. Now take a gentle breath in. Lock the anus, lock the navel, lock the throat. So lock and don't strain the forehead, because we are very gently working with the space of that energy, not about positive or negative, not about hurt or the pleasure, just coming into a place of in the middle. So now try to see yourself without the story. This consciousness that sees the story but doesn't wear the clothes of the story, can see the wound but doesn't feed it anymore, doesn't wound it anymore. So there is a level of consciousness that not disturb that harmony within, so that you can use the mind which is traumatized by that, use the body which is traumatized by that, and you're allowing that subconscious deprogramming. So you have programmed to be wounded and you constantly talk about it, or you constantly find it in the world or in the relationship, to the help, to the others. Now very gently release the bandha. Now take a deep breath in, not too much. Breath out. Breath in gently. Now try to hold this part for about 1.5 minutes. without breathing in or breathing out, without, but keep the body elongated. So now if you can keep this part energizing without being a magnet to attract your story through the people, story through the relationship. So you are no longer not a magnet. So bringing the person in to confirm the story again, whether it's the mother, whether it's the father, whether it's the lover, whether it's the doctor, whether it's the friend. Thirty more seconds. Now, this is also a good time if you have relapsed from the practice, because suddenly you run away from that into that madness. So just bring it back. All right, now just let go. Now the last one, give me a second. Do you want to use silent music? The time will be. So very gently taking a deep breath in and out. Now again, breathing into the belly, into the chest. So 2 breaths, in and out, in and out. Okay, breathing in. Now in, out, in, out, in, out. You can fasten the sequence a little bit. In, out, 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 in, gently out, and lock the anus, navel, throat. So lock the bandhas. Shoulders relaxed, chest open, spine straight. Now just observe the blaming story, blaming the government, blaming. I'm not saying that that is wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that to work with the subconscious, we have to see these patterns. Maybe health system, maybe the financial system, maybe the weather system, maybe the policies. I don't know, I'm naming certain things. I'm not into anything at all. But I do listen to things, but it doesn't bother me. If things bothers you by listening, then don't listen. You take the information and silently take your decision, not what the crowd does. Now very gently relax. Now the next breath in, next breath out, and next breath halfway in, and then gently hold that place. You don't have to no longer breathe or breathe out, just silently, because if your mind is not settled, you will panic to breathe in very quickly. So you're witnessing something of the function of the body. We have to go around 2 minutes. So this is a very consciously observing the breath. And it is a truly a mature place. Well, this is a place that whatever you have been through has affected you, but you no longer affect it on another person. So see that your trauma is then as becoming a wise teacher, because it's a reminder to not to create the wound that you went through. So if you see someone suffering, you help them. So observe what stage you are in. Are you still on the victimhood, or you are recovering, or you are relapsing? Now, this is where you can see that I am really craving for the presence of the practice, just silently sitting and observing it. So let your junior self play the part, the victim, but the wiser part is the witnessing part, not the knowledge part even. Because at the moment, a lot of people are acquiring knowledge, but willingness to live that life is not happening. Take a deep breath in and breath out, release. Now, I will gently move the camera towards Darren. Now take a deep breath in and very gently, shoulders roll back, opening up the chest. Arms very gently raised back to the crown, interlacing the fingers, palms facing up. Now take a deep breath in, stretch your body towards the right with that extension. Some of you might take a twist and turn. Some of you might just stretch to the right. Spread the wings and relax. Now take a deep breath in, arms raised onto the crown. Stretch those arms up, palms facing up. Stretch to the left a little bit more. Opening up that space a little bit more. Shoulders relax and chest open. Back to the center, breathe out, spread the wings and relax. Now very gently take a moment to bring that space of the heart that is feeling the pain of the wound, trouble but the pain of the world you see. Now you have felt that. Now very gently coming to the place of the spiritual comfort that you no longer damage the wound. But you want for yourself and for others who are being caught in the suffering. This consciousness that you're expansively channeling through your practice, let that be the relief. Let what you have found be the relief to the others, so that you don't misinterpret the story furthermore. Now, very gently, when you come into that place, arms raised onto the crown, palms onto the namaskar position into the space of the heart. Very gently taking a couple of soothing breaths with gentle presence and to calm and to elevate yourself from that emotional distress. Now very gently relax the arms onto the knees and breathe out and collapse the spine onto a seated cat. There is no limit to permission to call upon this place of consciousness. Breathing in, shoulders roll back, opening up, elongate, chin up, look up into the space of the cow. Breathe out, anus lock, navel lock, throat lock. Let the experience to be so real so you can know you are activating, participating in a field of energy of the kindness, consciousness, energy of healing. And just think that the wound is cured, not it need furthermore. And if this story is cured, how would you behave? Breathing in, shoulders roll back, opening up the chest. Look up, look up, look up. All the books of this, if written, it will tell you, feel if you're not wounded, but do not wound the others from that same wound. Your only responsibility is to your story and releasing the story with love and understanding. Breathe out, anus lock, navel lock, throat lock. Now very gently take a deep breath in and twist in the spine to the right, stomach folding. From this place of understanding, the place of sanctuary, the place of grace, place of that shelter. Because the mind holds violence, ill, the world, the separation. Back to the center. Now change your leg formation and breathe out onto the left side. Very gently embracing that energy from the heart, energy from the meditation, energy from the beginning, energy where you rest in that. Breathing in back to the center. Now shrug the shoulders up, tilt the head back and massage that space of the back of the neck. Shrug up, tilt the head back. Once you resolve within, you could see the world is also changing. Instead of you're searching for the story of the wound, you will see the healing parts of the world. Or no, you don't need to torture by the world anymore. Chin to the chest, back of the neck, relax, releasing the tension. Now take a deep breath in. Shrug the shoulders up. Tilt the head back. Open and close very gracefully the tension of the mouth. Take a break from that mouth. Because the moment you're thinking and having conversations, your jaws is unnecessarily connected to it, and it reflects the pain and the story. And relax. Stay in the space of the heart. Let it surround and comfort you. You do not need to attempt to force anything. Do not underestimate what the consciousness can accomplish. You might think it's all knowledge. It's not actually. It's just taking the practice into the living of that knowledge. Knowledge is nothing if you don't live. Now take a deep breath in. Very gently take the hands and rub them very gently. get some heat, and then very gently landing that cushion on top of your eyes, bringing relief. If the heart brought its healing into the hand, use this caring hand in its your authority to call upon this healing, the grace and the healing now, anytime that you feel needed. And once you have done the face, go to a place where it needed most and do the same thing. Now let these palms come into a place of you need healing most, whether it's a pain, whether it's a disappointment in your life that has taken the shape of that disappointment in an organ, in the spine, in the back. It's not but what once was or could have been. Just come into that place. Just honoring, having gratitude for all the things that you have gone through, not selectively. Because if you may not know things, what was hard for you are valuable energies held only for that space of your soul. Now very gently take a deep breath in and breath out, not from a force of misused energy, releasing into the place of the readiness and coming this body, the breath, everything into that space naturally with the readiness. So what has happened in the past is not imprison you. The heart is capable of releasing. Relax. Now very gently coming onto the knees, coming onto the hands, and coming into a place of a cat. Allow the body to emerge out of the spaciousness to create by taking a deep breath in into a place of cow, shoulders roll back, and breathe out, letting go into a place of cat. Breathing in, breathe out, tuck the tailbone in, pubic bone pulled into the navel, hunch the back, hold the three bandhas, and very gently bring that light of assistance into the third eye. Breathing in into a cow. Tongue roll up onto the upper palate, energy gazing. Energy gazing that cannot know the mysterious working, greater place, space than your mind. Breathe out, anus lock, navel lock, throat lock. Breathing in. When everything is spinning out of control, we gently come into this place of sincerity. Breathe out. Now onto a neutral spine. Right arm reaching up to the ceiling, clench and unclench. Right arm reaching into the back, under the armpit. Drop, drop, drop. Allow the body to naturally assist you or work as an instrument of healing. Let the body be by the posture to align, but also surrender to best of your ability and trusting in that protective nature of its grace, wherever the body is. It's not the body of past, it's not the body of future. Now breathing in very gently, coming back into the space of the cat. Into the space of the cow. Now very gently left arm reaching up to the ceiling. Under the armpit. Very gently, gracefully. Drop, drop, stretch. What is meant for you? What is meant for your breath today? What is meant for your body today? And let the whole space driven by the spirit, the soul. We all have come here not just for our own personal ideas. I'm not asking you to not live your dream, but there is a dream that the universe had for you. So return the compliment by accepting what enters to your world with open arms. Breathing in very gently, coming back. Shoulders relaxed. Now give a good rotation and release the tensions of unexpected, expected, involve, evolve, so you can be sure that you are heading in the space of a direction that you never thought about it. But right direction. Now play with that onto the other side. Now very gently push the hips into the front. Push the hips into the back, releasing the tension, palms facing up. Now this is a good time for this moment, coming out of your psychological fear that was wearing, and open to yourself what is meant to be right in this very moment. So there is a blessing at this time that comes to you. Whatever has been troubling will work better than what you expected, but not the way you want. Necessarily, most of us don't see it coming, so we react into when universe interferes with it, but we call it to be interfered. But we are not trained to be settled because we are very scared of reinvention. Trust all the matters in your life are going to be worked out. Now palms facing down, crawling and bringing the chest into the front. Breathing in into a gentle cobra. So start with the elbows today. Start with the elbows. Winter is a month of pruning. Not only that, but matters, it's a month of dark time. And it's a place of cold. So you lose a lot of things, that bubbliness, the warmth. But it's also a very healing time if you allow the universe to show you the teachings, the good intentions that it has, and reform itself into positive and light. Now relax the third eye onto the floor. Now you can work with that space of that subconscious, the energy to be reborn in a new level of understanding. You may have given up on it, but just that resurrection. Now very gently take a deep breath in, arms stretch into the back, releasing the tension. Now very gently holding onto one ankle at a time, allow things to fall into the posture. Trust that the body is ready for it. In the right element of the breath, the right moment, and take a deep breath in to lift up if you can. If you're having difficulty, just clasp the hands in the back. That's okay. Now, when you come into this pose of the bow, there is a demonstration, impossible made possible into that moment. Now very gently bring the heels closer to the buttocks and give a good pressuring. Trigger that space in that part of the sole of the feet and activate that collective nerves into that space of releasing the struggle, the demand, and bring the flow of energy. Now very gently let go. Now take a deep breath in, bring that left knee onto the left side of the chest. Higher as possible. Take a deep breath in. Very gently bring that space of the heart and allow that the heart yearns for the fulfillment of the whole body into the whole breath. Just come into the place of comfort in this capacity. And if every cell has that fulfillment of the heart, let they all be fed in this moment. Now, no, automatically you will feel the fingers might go into a mudra. Let it happen. Connect it to the consciousness and allow the body to behave through the consciousness. Now, this is a great time for benefit of the manifestation of your health. Feel if you're healthy, how would you behave? Would it be the same way? Feel if you're wealthy. Just bring that energy that you're capable more than you realize. Now take a deep breath in, shoulders relax, and stretch the leg to the left side. If you're feeling today, otherwise just stay in there. And then palms onto the chest level on the floor and a gentle opening of the upper body so that we can allow the energy to move very gently towards that groin. Allow that groin to be very open. And release the tension that bombarding the groins, the story, the wound. Breathing in and release the tension of different opinions, ideas, conflicting information. Take a break from media for a while and remain aware of your own inner truth during these times, because information is overloaded. Information is overloading the mind systems. But don't forget to work on filtering through your own eternal process. Now very gently relax onto the floor. Maybe when you relax, you can stretch the arms onto the side, onto the shoulder level. If you have the space on the mat. So stretch the arms like that. I can't do much because of the space restricted. So either you can use this energy to overlook onto the left side or overlook onto the right side. Now this part, you have to be cautious because it's allowing yourself to very gently work with your own unlocking and healing the body. So you stay true to what you feel, but gentle, unwavering, but allow your inner knowing to be the ultimate guide of this posture, because you're twisting into two sides, but you can also work on the brain hemispheres in this way. Now breath in back into the center. Allow the body come into that place. Shoulders relax. And stretch the leg back. Bring the arms back onto the chest level. Releasing the tension. Now, there's a great posture if you wanted to do to strengthen a little bit. Stretch the arms into the front and lift up. Stretch the legs into the back and lift up. Take a deep breath. Now, if you feel like you need to have a little bit of openness, stretch them like a star, feet apart, arms apart, and hold. And when you're ready, you can relax onto the floor, taking the refuge on the floor, releasing the tension of the fatigue onto the floor, and very gently breathing as a replenishment. Also, make sure the practice has that playfulness to restore its. Now, when you're ready, you can do the other side with your own expressions. Sometimes in life, many times I have lost the battles. But it doesn't mean you cannot win things. Because that is the only place that will teach me all my short-term losses are not going to steal away my long-term understanding about things. So when you're ready, you can stretch the leg and come into a place of that, how far you have come. Now, this is a time you're stretching into a place of, maybe for some people it's not comfort, but this is a great time to understand the psychic codes can link you into these memories of fear. So wherever you have released your energy into a place of not healthy for you, this is the time for you to let them go and allows your energy to be with you rather than leaking away from you. This can be a harsh person today, a harsh situation today. And if you're ready, turn the head onto the opposite direction than the leg. It keeps you open to receive from life. Containing what is rightfully yours will be always yours. Don't ever think you have lost that. Someone taken that from you. When you come into this play, you have your divine timing. So this is the time, if you're thinking about someone that you cannot let go, but it drains you, don't have to energetically finance this negative of others. Not as a separation, very consciously. Breathing in, coming back into the center. Releasing the tension. What is the strongest light that you can be at this right moment? Back to the center, very gently. Come back from the posture. Stretch the body, feel the body, interlacing the body. Now very gently, palms onto the chest level, onto up face. Breathe out onto the knees and stretch the spine into the back. Now this time, knees wide apart, releasing the tension. Palms facing up, knees wide apart. Releasing furthermore, letting go of those beliefs in appearance, beliefs in that you have closed yourself, you have guarded yourself too much. Because a lot of things can be shown in the media and it can deceive you. So this is the time that there is more to a particular situation in the life of ours than meets the eye. This is the time consciously you have to look at beneath what has happened to be and trust in what you sense in your most relaxed, not when you're most agitated and wanting. Let the practice be playful, open and curious, playful and centered. Now knees together, shoulders relaxed and chest open. Child pose if you can. This is a place where as a child you're open to arrival of anything in the secret space of your innocence, innocence of the heart. The wisdom enters into that space of the innocence. The wisdom navigates you away from that complications, troubles. Now in that most relaxed place, wake up the spine one vertebra at a time, that you will see what you need to see and find relief through that vision, not a vision forced by knowledge, but by practice. Shoulders roll back, chest open, stretch the neck to the right, onto the other side. Back to the center. Now very gently stretch the legs into the front. Give a good shake to the arms and legs and release any static. Now release the center. Now this is where you do not squander your energy worrying about things you cannot change. Attend to the things that you can change. Fall into the place of the consciousness. Now sole of the feet together, knees wide apart. Releasing the tension. Butterfly the hips and release the further tension. Now knees together, arms raised onto the crown. Breathe out, knees to the chest. Breathing in. Breathe out. Breathing in. Breathe out. Breathing in. Breathe out. Breathing in. Breathe out. Breathing in. Push through those barriers. Breathe out. Now lock onto the toes. Feet apart. It's a fine balance. Shoulders relaxed, chest open. Look up into that short duration, high intensity, but explosive awareness can send a shock waves rippling through your being and life, being and the practice. Gently integrate that whatever is stirred up knees to the chest completely. Breathe out. Now cross the leg and twist the spine to the right. Most of you might be going through a result of the sacred disturbance today because of that. Back to the center, cross the legs onto the other way and twist the spine onto the. Back to the center. Now shoulders relax and chest open. Now just look at your mind from the place of the consciousness, that unstable, and that you feel you need to go somewhere, run somewhere, to ground. Or taking some time out to sense of things. But it is actually a level of consciousness that even you ran to that space would bring you. So today's on the meditation, make sure you do whatever is rocking your world, whatever is to be good or bad. There is a greater healing purpose is at work. So when you come into that place of silence, you honor this. Whatever the explosion is going in the mind, the way that you can ground is settle and live in the here and now. So just observe. Now with that breath, you will see that you've been acknowledged, whether it's your name, your breath is whispering you your name. Suddenly, you feel that earth beneath your feet. There is an openness in your body that you're ready for what it is next. Your out breath is a release of all worry through your breath. Your in-breath is your returning back into the equilibrium, balance. And suddenly all the locks are in the mind, all the keys are in the heart, and your heart knows the way. Arms very gently raised back to the crown, palms onto the namaskar position. I accept the change with grace. And I'm at home in myself. What is there to conquer then? You have conquered yourself. Touch the earth, respect for the Mother Earth, and surrender into the space of the truth. Gently coming out of that physicality, out of that role, out of that, into the space of the truth. Palms onto the namaskar position of the self-realizations of the self. Namaste. Now that we are, you could see that we are very gently entering into the deeper level of the healing, deeper level of the truth, deeper level of the practice. So this is kind of a detox. When these things are happening, it's also good for you with the practice to assist you with certain things like consciously what you really crave as food, consciously taking a detox bath or salt and mineral. And I see their faces. And whatever is for you. So it's not about asking me what should I do. Of course, I will help you. But when you're walking through an aisle in the supermarket or a grocery or wherever it is, suddenly, when you have come into that conscious level, certain colors of food, certain vibrations of food will call you. And it may not be the time for that, but if that is what it is, then try those things, because that's how I go through this difficulty that I'm having at the moment.
Season.
Yes. Yes, so whatever is in the season, persimmons are in season. If you know how to work out with that fruit, do that. And also try to be in the winter with the flu season, have a lot of warm water and lemon and ginger, and keep your body, the energy of the belly warm by warm food. So try to stay away from lots of salads and sago, because it's burning very less at this moment. And if you put this kind of cold food into it, the fire of the belly is gone. When the fire of the belly is gone, it's very hard to fight a flu. So eat vegetables, but not as a salad, slightly cooked, slightly warm, or you pour over something like a sauce or something, because that's how I'm working at the moment. So try to have those little food and have your fish and things that you need to be in this moment, and try not avoid things like phlegm creating, mucus creating. So alternatively find not a lot of lactose, but other milks to have if you're a milk person, because it creates phlegm furthermore. So there are ways you can work around and create your health and well-being, but also please, 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 it's not that hard to put some oil on your hair. So if you have coconut oil, warm it up, just put it 2 times and hit on the top of the head, massage the head. It's really important in the winter, these things. You could see my hair is quite wet because I massage it with oil constantly, and even get a good healing oil, and around your wrist, around your throat, around your back. Keep massaging, because these things need oil like a vehicle, and the right diet and the right exercises. So if you're not into exercises, please consciously walk, because it's really, really important for you to work your immune system. I was so unwell, even we got the second time flu, but even it's very hard to go out. I'm still trying to get my exercises like that. And the breathing techniques are very important. So what I do when I wake up first thing, I don't eat anything or drink anything for the first hour. I sit on my bed, couple of stretches, and go into the breathing. And if I don't teach, I go for a walk. And then I come and have my coffee or whatever it is relevant to you. So just, and then cutting those umbilical cords that our energies, whether it's with the world, whether it's a person, it's very important, because you might just think, I am just thinking, but thinking is an energy. And without no time, your treasury is depleted. And it is the most important thing. So if you constantly have to teach a lesson to a person and you're getting depleted, it's time to let go. And they will find their own teachings. But unfortunately, I am not their teacher, or you are not their teacher. So it's not that you need a teacher, but teacher is just showing you the potential of who you can be. And that light of grace is very important, which is also very much diminishing. And if you need to detox, also take a detox from your phone and scrolling and all that, and read a book and have a cup of tea and sipping. So thank you for coming into this class. And it's very important you share these classes or comment on the YouTube, so that the other people can see what you went through the class. And that's what Nicolina wants to share this, and Darren wants to share this to many people as we want to. It's not that we do this as a living. We are not YouTubers, but to get that, we need to have interactions for the algorithms to work, so that more people will get these classes and be in the truth. So love you so much, Sylvia. I'm wearing one of your designer clothes by your daughter, Genevieve. And thank you, Liz. So lovely to see you. Thank you, Marie. Thank you, Daz. Where is Rebecca? And thank you, all your well-wishers. Thank you, Pamela. And always remember, do some tapping, and always open your chest and give yourself a hug like that, because that might be your inner child needing that acknowledgement. Sometimes I do this many, many times, because we all have that part that somehow is stored as wounded, but you're not wounded. because now you're as an adult looking at it. But that's the story. So love to Pam, love to everybody. See you soon. Take care. Bye.